today's video, we are going to explore the depths and deepest, darkest facets of black magic and witchcraft. No, just kidding. We're not going to be doing that necessarily. Kind of, sort of, in a way. But yeah, it's Monday. Happy Monday to everyone. Hopefully, some people will show up to this stream. It's a live, impromptu, uh, non scheduled stream like most of the streams. But hopefully there are some people that are out there that aren't doing anything right now that want to hop in here, talk about some things on this beautiful day. I've got some places to go here in a little while, but I wanted to jump on here just for a little bit and holler at everyone. Just for everyone that participated in the last group ritual, thank you so much. It was amazing. Just now getting over the ritual hangover, getting everybody's stuff mailed out, and getting the ritual video sent off to everyone. I'll be heading to Utah this week. This Saturday, actually, Martha and I are going to be heading there. She's going to be there for maybe like close to 3 weeks, maybe a month. I'm just going to be there for about 5 or 6 days. We're going to be doing some hiking in the Uintas, maybe even making it up to Waterfall Canyon. I'm not really too sure yet, but we will be doing some rituals there. We're going to be doing an evocation of Pan. I'm really excited about that. We're going to be doing that on our hike in the mountains. So not looking forward to flying too much. I mean, flying is fine. It's just not my favorite thing in the world to do. Hey, Friar Pesso, what's up, dude? Good to see you, my friend. I hope that you're doing well today and enjoying this this beautiful, beautiful Monday. I hope everybody's weekend was good. My birthday was last Thursday, so I'm older now, and I definitely feel it from time to time. As any of you that are getting up in age, you know what I'm talking about. Once you hit it's definitely once you hit 40, then things really start to get crazy. I thought 30 was nutty, and then 35, but then once you hit up to 40, it's like holy moly. So here we are. Went to see some movies with my little girls. Took my 16-year-old, my oldest daughter, the one that's born on my birthday, took her to dinner to the Melting Pot. That was really, really awesome. Hey, Jose, what's up, my brother? Good to see you too. So just kind of trying to catch up on a lot of magical things before I go on this trip to Utah. So I have a lot of work to catch up on, a lot of things to mail out to people. So don't worry, everything is being packaged up and blessed one more time and sealed up all pretty and sent out for you. I'm gonna have to turn on this air conditioning for a minute, y'all. I hope it doesn't mess the audio up. If it does, I'm so sorry, but I need some air for a minute. Hopefully that's not too loud. Is that? I'll move the phone up closer. And I would let you see my eyes. You can see them, but just rocking with some glasses today. I don't usually wear sunglasses or anything like that, but today is one of those days. Thanks, dude. Happy birthday. I appreciate that, Friar Pestle, so freaking much. 44 years old. Definitely feeling the age. But I'm looking forward to this year. 2024 is going to be a great year. I advise everyone right now to be doing grounding, as much grounding as you can do following this eclipse, so that you can really solidify the energy and solidify the change. Overall, the eclipse for a lot of people was like seemingly uneventful, right? A lot of people were like, man, that was kind of disappointing, or I really didn't feel anything, I didn't really notice anything. Well, like, rest assured that lots of changes are happening. Like, so much is happening on the spiritual realm, just as much as happening here. Like, we're running around every day making this happen, making that happen. The same types of things are happening in the spiritual realm, and your life is changing. Alterations are being made. Preparations are being made for your future right now. And it's easy to like get caught up in things from the past not going the way that you wanted them to, or getting caught up in like the notion of like, well, things have always gone this way, so that's how they're always going to go. There's no way that this or that can change for me. And like, I can tell you, just from personal experience, and even, you know, like, the time is going to go by. Put your time and your attention in the right places. Do the best you can do to do that, and you will get to where you want to go. It will happen for you. And it's crazy when it does, especially for a lot of us that like push a lot of these good things away, because a lot of us are really good at that, of not even allowing ourselves to have the good things that we know that we want, and you should know that you deserve, because you do deserve the good stuff. You do. I think that was one of the things for me holding my magic back for the longest time. It wasn't really like I didn't believe in the magic, and I didn't believe in the spirits, and that I didn't believe in what I was doing. But I think that like deep down subconsciously, I really felt like that I deserved to suffer, that I didn't deserve to have these good things. And wherever that comes from, growing up, I'm not really sure. But I think a lot of us, you know, like, tend to feel a lot of negative ways about ourselves that really does affect not only our magic, but it affects everything in life. Especially if you're dealing with things where you have disapproval from people that you really care about and that you love. That can really wear on a person, you know, after a while, you know. And like your family members, like if they disapprove of your path, family members if they disapprove of this or that in your life, you know, that can be a tough one. And that's one that a lot of us will have to deal with, and will have to learn how to overcome, especially in this spiritual path, in today's day and age. And I think that's going to be potentially even more of a potential challenge for us witches here moving forward, because you can see that, like, if you pay attention to the world around you, and to like things from like a geopolitical scale, politics are beginning to grab on to religion like crazy, kind of nowadays more than they ever have, with the wars that are happening and with the things that are happening over here in the West. I think that we're going to see even more division of religion, and, you know, hopefully they're not really going to pay too much attention to us and to what we're doing, and they're going to focus on themselves more. And you know, not that I want any of that kind of thing to be happening, but hopefully they're going to be focusing on those things more, and not really paying attention to what we're doing. But you know, witches have always had to deal with this stuff, you know, just it's always been that way. since the dawning of actual religion, when we were in the tribes and we were working with spirits in that way, more of what we were naturally inclined to do, those things that were just natural inclinations. They weren't things that we were forced into. You know, so many of our ancestors like were witches. They were forced into whatever religion, Christianity typically, mostly. Maybe some witches were forced into Islam or Judaism, but mostly it was Christianity. And that, you know, most of your relatives would probably find that hard to believe, wouldn't they? If they were like, wow, like my great grandfather, yeah, they were Christians, but actually no, they were forced into it, and then we've just kind of been that way ever since. And it seems like a good idea now, not really ever realizing that no, your relatives didn't make that choice. That was something that they were forced into, either that or either they would be put to death. And that is really crazy. I couldn't imagine living in a time like that. Hey, relaxing weather. Thank you. Yeah, man, I'm doing good, and I hope that you're doing good too. And I'll be getting with you on your stuff as well, getting everything done for you before I leave. Jose said last week, the night of the eclipse, I did a petition to Lucifer to help me grow as a magician. Sweet, hell yeah, dude. And so just be working and focusing on just grounding and taking care of yourself. Like now that you've done that ritual, um, you know, it's not something that you want to lust after the results. Just allow them to happen and allow them to come, and they will. Thank you, Bo, for popping up the website on there for me. I know that J.S. Garrett and E.A. Coetting and Dr. Mulder and El the Alchemist have their boot camp coming up at the end of this month out there in Utah. I think I'm actually going to be in Utah at the same time that they're doing that, oddly enough. And they may have some more room to sign up for that. If anybody's interested, you can check out bog.co, and if they have any room left for the sign up, you can. They're going to be doing a group ritual too. Mothra and I are going to be doing one in the mountains when we go to Waterfall Canyon. We're going to be doing an evocation of Pan, and this is going to be for the opening of your third eye. We're going to be utilizing all the natural elements there in the mountains, and then we're going to be collecting an item from the mountains that have Pan imbued that we'll be sending to everybody that participates. You'll have like a piece of that mountain, a piece of that energy. It's going to be quite the working. I'm not sure if we're going to have extra group of people with us when we go and do this, if it's just going to be her and I. Of course, in any kind of magical endeavor or any spiritual endeavor for that matter, the more the better. You know, Jesus definitely hit the nail on the head when he said, you know, whenever two or more are gathered. He elaborated further, I think, with when two or more are gathered in my name. But I think when two or more are gathered with any type of intention, with any name, you can certainly conjure up quite a bit of palatable energy there. Sometimes I do find it a challenge to stay excited in a magical path. I think with like anything else, it's going to ebb and flow. You're going to have your moments. And that's really too, like, if that happens, like, really it's a matter of following your intuition, pulling some cards, like seeing what is exactly going on and what direction you need to go in. I did just order a new set of Oracle cards that I cannot wait to share. I got a few members only readings that I'm going to be doing with those, and I'll be doing some on here too. But it was an expensive deck when it comes to the realm of Oracle cards. I don't know if you've ever seen these or not, but they're called the Twisted Oracle. Like, it is freaking, it's amazing. And like the way that these cards are put together, it allows you to go into such depth. I ran into these cards. There's like this older dude on YouTube that does card readings, and probably like a 70-year-old dude. Like, he's like from Australia or New Zealand or something. He has like an accent like that, which I find charming. But he is really able to go into some serious depth with these cards. They're really good at working out like twin flame connections and soulmate connections and karmic connections and things of that nature. It really helps you to kind of like get down into like the really nitty gritty. And I've been trying to get my hands on these cards now actually for a few months, and I had actually ordered them, and the person was like, dude, they're out. Hit me up on my Etsy store here in a few months. And then they sent me an email and they're like, yo, I got them again. So I got them coming. So yeah. Angry Mangu Manu Angramanu said 14 Beelzebub's ritual, curse Israel, reverse blood sacrifice ritual, restoring Gentile power to rule own nations, 14th to the 20th. And Brent says, I just cleared the advertisements. What's up, Brent? Hey, great to see you, Brent. I'm going to be hitting you up and sending you everything here shortly too, my friend. Getting everything finished up for you. Glad that you got everything straight on your end. And Friar Special says, magically today is a good day to be imaginative. Write down some plans, plan out for the rest of the week. Yeah, dude, definitely. Monday is a great day for that, being like the day of the moon, the day of intuition, very heavy in that like water element of having everything to flow. And that is a good practice to get everything straight for the week coming. I am so freaking horrible at that, but like when I do stuff like that, it makes me feel so good to be organized. Like I thrive in organization and but I also thrive in chaos. I don't like the chaos, but I do seem to thrive in it, and that's something too that a lot of magicians will find that that for some reason you can tend to actually thrive in chaos. And I think that that is like part of everyday life, and it really kind of like goes right back down to like creation itself, like with God, with the creator being the grand architect of all of this, and literally through alchemizing everything that we see here, something from nothing, and having to like make order out of the chaos. And like that is really like what we have to do each and every day of our lives, is like literally create order out of chaos. And the better you get at manipulating that energy, creating the life that you want, you will begin to see that like you are the grand architect of your reality, and that you are sculpting your life by making order out of this chaos. Like that's what we're given really to work with here in this world, is we're given chaos to have to sculpt and mold and shape. And I guess that's part of the reason why it is so freaking difficult. But that's like really what we're striving to do, is just to put everything in its place, to make an order, to make everything work into all of our processes. But in our world, it's beginning to get a little too crazy. We're beginning to, I think, the powers that be are feeling that it's getting to be too chaotic, and there's not enough order in the chaos. Problems arise from that too, right? Angry Mangu says, that which does not kill makes stronger. Absolutely. What's up, Christy? Christy says, Ordo ab Chao. Oh, thank you, Brent. Brent just stopped the Trinity likes with adding the extra like. Thank you so much. Brent has a nice oracle suggestion. The water element oracle is here. Ah, cool. Okay, I'll have to definitely check that out. Thank you. Friar Pestle says, like, share, subscribe, buy all the programs and the merch, do all the things, obey me. Yeah, thank you, Friar Pestle. And here, coming up very soon, I'm not, I don't like talking about things before they're happening, because I always talk about a lot of my plans, and then they don't come to pass for one reason or another. Usually it's just the only reason they don't happen is because of my procrastination, and for biting off more than I can chew in a lot of cases. I'll have to send that to the voicemail. But there will be t-shirts, there will be hoodies. I'm gonna have some really, really cool designs, some things that I think that you'll like rocking, some left-hand path magical type of wear, probably some cool things on the sleeves, some cool iconography, some really cool numerology. There's going to be sacred geometry in there. It's going to be pretty far out. That's something I definitely want to make sure that that happens in 2024. Once I get back from Utah, I am planning on going to see J.S. Garrett in North Carolina just for a few days, maybe like 2 or 3 days, because I'll have to get back to work once I get back here for a couple of weeks. So it's probably going to be like the end of May, I guess, when I go and see him. We'll be sure to make a lot of videos. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do a lot of really, really cool things. And we'll certainly make sure that all of you can be a part of it, because I know we all love our boy J.S. Garrett in here. He's a fucking badass. He's a cool dude, and he's just really one heck of a good person. He really truly is. I've had quite a few people here in this community surprise me. He's always been rock solid, like truly. You know, him and several others. Well, there's many others, and I do appreciate that. I appreciate their friendship and you know, just the things that he has helped me with in my life. You know, personally speaking, magically speaking, he's helped me in a million different ways, and I can never repay him enough. Really appreciate him a lot. Same goes for Yanka Wedding. He helped me a lot throughout all of this, over like the last 8 or 9 years or what have you, and that's been really really cool too. Really appreciate him quite a bit. He definitely helped me to expand my horizons, you know, but I'm still working on expanding them even further, of course. You know, there's a lot of people, their practice is like rather eclectic, and I would say that my practice is certainly extremely eclectic. I'm not going to limit myself, I mean, really, to one paradigm or another, or to one pantheon or another. I definitely am flexible in that way, and you know, wherever I can find a solid spiritual connection, I definitely want to explore that. I don't think that means that I would really ever truly explore Islam or anything of that nature. And I know that there's people that mix their spirituality in a million different ways. I know there's people that are like Christian black magicians and things of that nature. You know, I guess like, you know, like Dimitri over at Legion of Lilith is like an Islamic black magician now, and you know, like if that's something that he can make work for him, I think that's great. I think that's spectacular. You know, whatever makes you happy and whatever works for you. And I will be honest, I mean, there's been plenty of times where this path hasn't made me happy. There's been plenty of times where this path has left me confused and upset and sad. There's been times where I feel like this path has let me down, you know, but that's really, I can say that about everything in life and plenty of things that I love and cherish. It's not, you know, everything's not always going to be perfect, and it's not always going to remain the same. Like, you have to continue to put energy into it. You're going to grow, you're going to evolve. You're not always going to feel the same ways about everything. And I don't know, just the closer that you get to knowing yourself and to trusting your intuition, knowing your intuition, then you know what's right for you. I mean, but I still struggle with it. You know, even though I've been doing magic as long as I have been, I still struggle with all of it at times. And there's times where I just feel like sometimes like I'm going through motions, and you know, whenever I'm feeling like that, that's when I just really have to stop and take a break, ground myself, practice some good self-care, kind of clear the slate, and go back in there and start again. Or recognize that maybe there's something I need to change up, make those adjustments, make those tweaks, and then go back in there. It's a great time right now to be doing some spring cleaning and getting the new temple in order. Me and Martha are going to be doing that. She's been actually doing an awesome job at getting things straight and getting things cleaned up. I've got to do my part of decluttering some things and getting some things moved out so that we can actually have some space to get some things set up. I'm always working on so many freaking things that I really can tend to make a mess and to get like cluttery. But I've got a bunch of shelves, so a place for everything and everything in its place. That is a great little motto that a dude taught me that really does work well, and when I practice that, it is great because everything is always where you need it to be, and you know where it is, and it's like, yeah. And when you don't have that, everything is just crazy and it's a mess. I don't like that kind of chaos. That's when we got to make So Taylor said, Angry Mangu, did Bilal accept your fetish items? I did not get your fetish items in the mail. I didn't ever receive them, but I did include all the information in the ritual, and yes, you were included, without a doubt. Taylor said, what is a metalink, and is a metalink needed to make a pact with the deity? So a metalink is a ritual that is done to connect yourself, like to initiate yourself into the current of that spirit, to begin a working relationship with them. Basically, it is like a confirmation of your intention to work with this spirit, in your daily life, like really getting to know them and walking with that spirit. In many cases, it's necessary, to initiate with that spirit before you can jump into making a pact with them, because they're not always just going to be ready, willing, and able to do that, especially if there's like things that are majorly transformative and majorly life-changing, or when you're really asking for a tremendous amount from a spirit. To really get them to honor that, you're going to have to, in some cases, establish a more of a working relationship with that spirit. There are some spirits with some people that will be willing to do that right away, but you really don't know until you go into it and petition that spirit and lay everything out to see what it is that they're willing to agree to. And I would say for any of the pacts that I've done with spirits, which have been limited, that is something I am going to do more of here in 2024, but I always would. I've already initiated with them, already had worked with them for quite a while and allowed them to be a transformative energy or what have you in my life. Like, you get to build some familiarity there. For a lot of people, if you approach these spirits and you're asking for a lot without doing a lot of that kind of precursory work, it's not going to work out necessarily. You would have to ask for some things that are going to be more in line with just getting acclimated to working with them, and then beginning that process, and then you can go to them and ask for some of the more serious things that they'll do for you and give you in your life. Thank you, Draculum, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Taylor said, is that needed with Satan? For some people, it will be. I think it just depends on the person, depends on their relationship with Satan. If you don't have a solid relationship with Satan already, if you haven't done any type of initiatory work, then it may not be a surefire thing that he is going to accept the terms of a pact. It just depends on what those terms are, though, too, of course. That's where getting working with pacts can be tricky subject matter, and that's why I do advise that if anyone has an issue with pacts, or if they're having a problem with a pact, to do a meta-link ritual to connect yourself to that spirit first, to then begin that walk with them, to really actually begin that walk with them. And when you do that, that would be the spirit that I would focus on more than any other, you know, really working with that spirit, focusing with that spirit, doing an actual, you know, path working for a period of time with that spirit, which, you know, that could be 3 months, 6 months, 18 months. And that's all going to be dependent upon each individual person. Ooh. It's going to be all dependent upon each individual person. You know, depending on how long it is you've been doing what you're doing, how long it has been since you've had your awakening, how long it's been since your third eye's been opened, how progressed you are in your astral senses. Like, all of these things can factor in. Angry Mongoose said, is the mailing address on your website correct? That might be the store address, and so that's not the one anymore, no, because I had to change the address. I'm sorry, I didn't even know I had an address on the website. My apologies, my friend. But don't worry, I still had everything else information wise to use, so you're absolutely fine. I had worked with you many times before, and I had some of those things. Brent said, for minor bindings, to bind precisely what a spirit does not personally want to allow, backed by basic research power instead of pact working. The mailing address, if you could email me, I'll email it to you. I don't want to put it right here. I need to get a new PO address, so I don't want to just put it on the chat here. So how is everybody feeling after this eclipse? Oh, the email is jdtemplehealing@gmail.com. And that's when I get the video done from the group right, I'll send you the video link on that to that same email address that you email me from. Has anyone been having any weird ascension symptoms since the eclipse? I know a lot of people were reporting a lot of head pressure, a lot of headaches, which oddly enough, Malther and I both experienced those things. I definitely did too have some lapses in time. The day after the ritual, I would say for probably 2 or 3 days after the ritual, I did have some moments where I was disoriented. I did have some moments where, like, in so like most of all of my channeling sessions are rather impromptu, meaning that it's not something that I sat down with the intention to begin channeling information. I do that, but in most cases the channeling just begins when the spirit wants to communicate with me. And I was having a lot of that with Belial following this last group right. And in spending so much time in channeling with that energy, which I'll just sit there, I'll just be sitting there on the sofa doing that when I can't sleep at night. In a lot of cases, that's what I'm up doing is just channeling. And I could really feel like a strong energy and a presence. And while it would definitely fill me and make me feel calm, sometimes it would give me some anxiety and like a little bit of depression. And I couldn't help but feeling his sadness, I guess, at like the state of our world. But at the same time, I can feel like an excitement in the fact that he knows that he's helping us to fix it, like collectively, like on a grand scale, but also in each of our individual lives. And like reminding me too, you know, that each of our individual lives are a reflection of what's going on in our world. And as we do heal ourselves and fix ourselves, our outside world will begin to heal and will begin to change in accordance to our needs and to what we really truly need. Which for all of us really is just stability and happiness, safety, like basic things. You know, I really don't want like a lot of this big fancy stuff anymore. There was a time that I did want those things, and I've been like on the verge of having them so many or a few different times in my life. I made some poor choices, made some poor decisions, went off into left field for years at a time in absolute psychosis. But I haven't given up, and I'm not going to. I'm going to certainly keep striving just to build a comfortable life. And certainly, like, witchcraft is helping me to do that. Witchcraft is also, in some cases, it caused some issues in my life that had to be sorted out. So it's been there as a challenge, it's been there as a savior, it's been there as a teacher. Magic's been a whole lot of things, you know, to me in my life. And I'm still learning, still trying to grow from it. What's up, dude? Where are you on? You're on. But yeah. There's been a lot of times that I've wanted to give up on it. A lot of times I've just wanted to just try to like plug myself back into 3D reality. Absolutely, but I know that that's not possible anymore. I know that that is something that just cannot be. And that's the same for a lot of you all. Like, once you know these things, you can't unknow them. And I know that 95, 99%, if not all of you, realize that. Angry Mongoose said, I keep inviting the presence to possess me when it shows up. Brent says 6 minutes and now 5 minutes. It is morning countdown to action. Yeah, I've got to take off here myself here in a moment. I do appreciate everyone coming out. I'll be getting with everyone and getting stuff mailed out this week. People that have amulets and rings and effigies and imbued cloths, crystals, all of those things. Videos will all be getting sent out. Be working hard on that. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. Thank you so much for coming out today and being part of the chat. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you all very soon, and hail the Infernal Empire.